Hey guys, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Zinia and welcome back to Zinia Reacts. If you're new here, welcome. Thank you for joining us. And as you guys saw on today's topic, we will be looking into the top 20 level up. And I'm saying inverted commas because I disagree, not really disagree, but I think I have really my own opinion about the 20s, the people that are in their 20s, early 20s, late 20s. I have my own opinion on them having the pressure of leveling up or glowing up. So without further ado, let's just get into the video. So on the title of this video, we will be looking into, or not really looking into, I'll just be sharing my opinion of the whole facade of leveling up in your 20s. I feel like there's so many videos that I agree with, but there's so many things that's really not mentioned in those videos, and I thought I might just give my opinion on those topics. So number one, you guys, you are most likely to feel lonely most of the time, you guys. And you guys must know that you probably just finished university, you are now in your entry-level job, and it's probably out of town, it's probably not even in your hometown. So things are a bit different for you. You are not close to friends, you're not close to any relatives or maybe far distance relatives, but you're not close to your family. So you are sometimes by yourself, you are alone most of the time. So what I would suggest is don't ever feel like, and it's such a dangerous place to be in because you think that you are alone, and that moment sometimes feel like it's a lifetime, that it's forever, when it is really not. So I would suggest maybe find a hobby, maybe find a club or something that you can, a sports club where you can keep yourself active and busy, and a place where you can just find and meet new people. Number two, you guys, you will find yourself in a financial ditch, you guys. You will be poor, literally, you will be poor. Number one, you guys, you will probably starting your entry-level job, and I mean, you probably would have, even if you had studied your accounting or you've studied law or whatever the case may be, your first job won't necessarily be an accountant, or your first salary won't necessarily be that of a chartered accountant, or you know, that sort of good earning salaries. That's not going to be your first paycheck, you guys. You will probably have to hustle your way, maybe by bartending, by being a waitress, or whatever it is, just to get the ball rolling. And it won't necessarily be a lot of money. It would be entry level, and I mean entry level, you guys. If you are maybe a person staying in Johannesburg, you're looking at about maybe 5,000 to 7,000 rand, and that is your entry-level salary in Johannesburg. That is way too little. That is too little. We all know this because rent is quite expensive, and I mean, if you're gonna stay close to where you are working, which could be in the city, it can be quite expensive. And even if you choose to maybe stay in the townships, in the outskirts of town, that might even cost you even more because you have to pay for transport, you guys. You probably will have to wake up at 4:30 a.m. just to get to work, and yeah, it's going to be quite strenuous, you guys. So, and even with that entry-level salary, you still need to pay. There's black tax, you need to support your parents, and we all don't talk about this, but it is quite a matter of fact. There's rent, and there's also your dependents. If you have babies at an early stage, if you are 21, if you are 22 and you have babies already or a baby, then there's still that to pay. You have to pay for a daycare, you have to pay for your baby's means, and so there's so much on your plate already. Where you will find the time or the money to level up your nails or your hair, God knows alone, because it is so much, it's just too much pressure. It's just too much pressure. It adds already to the plate where there's already so many things that you need to do. And I feel like, come on, this leveling up thing, it's just a social media pressure that's just not realistic at all. Number 3, you guys, you will be confused. You'll find yourself being so confused about a lot of things. You will maybe sit in a situation where you feel like, oh my god, I should have studied teaching. Oh my goodness, I should have studied nursing. Oh, maybe I should have just started my own business. And you will be so confused. You won't even catch your grip for a very, very long time. And if you know what you want, please constantly remind yourself. Find a routine where you can constantly remind yourself why you started, where's your end goal. It's good if you write it down so that it's there for you to see and constantly remind you. Otherwise, you're going to lose track. You're going to just be all over the place and it won't be of no help for you. So even with that, you guys, everybody on social media, they make it seem that they have everything all put together. They know what's going on. I mean, most of the time, even your social media influencers are confused as well. Some of them are so pressured. They don't even know which side that they want to do. They don't even know what they need to do. And that is absolutely normal. But what they don't do is let you know about the bads or the bad days that they have, and they make it seem that, oh no, level up your 20s, invest, do this, get your own place. Please don't. Do everything at your own pace. And even when you have those confusing moments, just take a second, or maybe call someone, your best friend, your mom, whoever it is that know what you want in life or know your goals or whatever, and just have an open conversation with them so that you can have that reminder of why you started and that reminder of where you are going. Very important, very, very, very important. Or else you're just going to find yourself in situations where you feel like, oh my goodness, let me start this, and then you don't finish it. Let me start this, you don't finish that, you have so many starts with no ending, and nobody is telling you this. And this is quite common when you're in your 20s. This is quite common. So don't feel bad if you feel like, oh my goodness, last week I wanted to be a lawyer, now all of a sudden I already have my nursing degree, I don't think I want it anymore. Please don't even feel bad about that. Just always go back to where you started, where you planted that seed of what you wanted to become in life. And even if you do want to change your mind, that is absolutely okay as well. So the next one is your job, your shitty job. May I add to that? It is your entry-level job. Now, we all know that this job is not your dream job. This is not the place where you've seen yourself. We all just dream right into the sixth gear of our careers. We don't really see the hustling parts and the build up to where we see ourselves at the end of the day. We don't really see that. So when we get into that space where we are now at an entry-level job, quite depressing when we get to that entry-level job, not quite where we want to be, like bartending or being a waitress or whatever it is. We all bash ourselves for that, because it can be quite depressing. It's long hours, it's very little money, it's like your co-workers are not nice to you, everything is just not working out at this job or at this stage in your life, and you feel like, oh my god, I see my friend, she's doing well, I see Ban, they're doing well, I see Ban, their business is growing, and you just feel like nothing is working out for you. Now, that is also okay to feel that way. There's absolutely nothing wrong with that. Everybody has those stepping stones or those stepping steps in their careers, in their lives. There's no one that I probably know of that jumped straight into a good job and just started having a time of their life. Not quite, you guys, not quite. Even in internships, nobody really enjoys that. It's always quite a lot of work. There's always long hours to it. So even if you see someone else and you feel like, no, but they're doing well, please stop. Like, please stop, and stop comparing yourself. You see the influencers, you see people on social media, you feel like they are living large. Why? Like, I mean, my friend just came out of uni as well. Why are they not in the same situation as I am? I mean, that's because they have a different road. That's because they have different things that they're working on. You have your things that you're working on. And we all know that even in those long hours, I feel like that's where you push yourself the most, and that's where you put all your effort in, because you know where you are destined. You know where you are destined to be. So I don't see why you should always feel the pressure to bash yourself or feel bad that you're not doing as good as the other people that you see on social media. So leveling up, I mean, your job, I mean, even where you are in your career right now, that first entry-level job, it's not nice. Some of the people they just embrace it, because I mean, some really don't even have jobs. Some are still hustling. I mean, if you look at the stats of people that unemployed right after university, it is so alarming. It's crazy. So even if you do get your entry-level job, just know that that's not where you are meant to be. You know where you are going, and it's just really for experience, or whatever it is that we can call it, or even just to start saving or start earning your own salary. Now, even at the shitty job, you guys, you don't earn quite a lot of money. It's that 3,000 to 5,000 rand type of salary that you earn. And so many people, so many videos that I've watched, they always say, oh, please don't spend your money, invest your money, save your money. And I'm just like, as a 21-year-old, as a 22-year-old, I know that we don't know much about investing or saving. I would say maybe educate yourself more about it, but don't feel the pressure or the urge, because I know that with a 3,000 rand salary, there's so much that you need to do already. Like I've listed before, there's your black tax, you need to support home, you need to support your baby. There's so many things that you need to do. You need to pay rent, and you still need to pay groceries for yourself. And then people come with the notion of, no, you must invest, you must save, which I agree with, but don't stretch yourself too thin, you know, to feel the pressure to invest. I know the importance of investing and the importance of saving, so I would say balance it out. Maybe cut off from one part. If you know that you cannot afford to pay groceries, or you know you can't afford to pay rent, then rather stay at home, and then with that money you can invest. So there's really so much that you have to work with so little money. And even if you can't, don't feel bad about it. Do not feel bad about it at all. I mean, not everyone, not all of us have that extra coin to save the money or invest the money. Not all of us have that, and even if you do, kudos to you, rather do that. But once you feel you are settled, once you feel you are good financially, then rather that, instead of spending it on booze for the whole weekend, or spending it on hair or nails or whatever it is, then you can save that money or invest that money. Furthermore, you guys, on the shitty job, you will apply for jobs, you will apply for that internship, and you will get rejection after rejection. Nobody highlights this in their glow up or level up 20s or expectation of being in your 20s. No one mentions the fact that you will be rejected in your career. Whatever you need to do, you will be rejected. Oh my goodness, so many times you will not even believe it. You will think that you are cursed, or that this is probably just not for you. But keep at it. So many people get rejected before they get their breakthrough, honey. So just keep at it, and don't always compare yourself to the next person. The next one for me is heartbreak. Oh my goodness, you will lose friends, you will lose your boyfriend, you will lose so many things that will probably distract you while you're on your way to getting the right thing, or getting your right job, or whatever it is. And I mean, this can be disheartening, you guys. Like, this can be so disheartening. It can distract you so much, because you can invest in a friendship, invest in your relationship, or whatever it is, and then this person just disappoints you, and then all of a sudden you feel like you don't have someone to rely on anymore, you don't have a best friend anymore. just keep at it, because it's so early on in your life. You'll probably have so many of those, and it's just probably have so many of those breakups. You have so many people that you cut off, family members, friends, because they're just not adding up, or they're just not contributing positively to your journey or the next phase of your life. So even if that happened, don't feel like, oh my goodness, I've just lost a friend, nobody wants to talk to me anymore. That's fine, that's cool. Make peace with it, move on, you in your own lane, just do what you need to do. So yeah, I know some of these videos, they sometimes say, no, invest with your best friend, tell your best friend, how can you start a business? Please, that day will come where you find the right person, and it needs to be beneficial for both parties. You get what I mean? So don't just try to invest with someone because you feel like, oh yes, yeah, they come from a wealthy family, they come from wealth, she knows so much, she's so smart. What about you? What are you gonna invest in that business? What is your contribution? The last thing you want to do is put your efforts and energy into something that's really not even going to work out at the end of the day. Number 6, you guys, is keeping healthy. I cannot emphasize this enough. And I know some people might think that, oh no, I cannot pay for gym. And that's okay. Most of us cannot pay for gym when we are in our early 20s. I mean, with the entry-level salary that we get, we cannot even pay for most of those things. So it's all okay. And all these videos, they're like, no, get a skincare routine, do this, go to the gym, take care of yourself. Please, that's not realistic. I mean, come on. If you are in that entry level, or if you are in your early 20s, and most of the early, maybe in your late 20s, I feel like maybe at this time you've gotten your first promotion or your second promotion, so you can afford quite a bit of things, so that's good for you. But if you're in your early 20s, maybe just below 25, don't feel the pressure to do that. Maybe buy a skipping rope. I mean, there's online videos, there's so many challenges that you can do. You work out at home. Even if you are not that person, if you maybe feel like, no, you need to be in a gym or whatever, maybe start cutting off food, or maybe start eating in smaller portions. I mean, there's so many other ways to diet or watch what you eat, you know. Even if it is cutting off food, maybe fasting, there's intermittent fasting, there's so many things that you can do to stay healthy and not just eat or think that you will stay that nice and fit throughout your whole 20s. Because let me tell you, after the age of 25 or 26, your metabolism slows down rapidly. Rather do what you can to stay fit, to stay healthy, drink lots of water. And not even that, you guys, if you know you are a sexually active person and you know that you date around a lot, you see a lot of guys, you're not really in a stable relationship, and you don't really mind having multiple sexual partners, better be safe, honey. You better be safe. Do use protection when you are, or you hooking up or whatever it is. Do use protection. Go regularly to your gynae or your local clinic. Get your birth control. What you don't want is unwanted pregnancies, even with your boyfriend of maybe a few years or whatever it is. Always go check yourself. Always look out. Even if you are dating your partner for quite a bit of time, I would suggest always use protection. Even if you guys are ready to not use protection anymore, make sure you guys go get yourself checked out. I mean, there are such things as HIV that is sexually transmitted. You don't want to be in a situation where you contract yourself on all these diseases. And there are STDs. There's so many things that you need to look out for. I mean, and if you have an STD that's untreated, this can cause infertility in the future, in your 30s, in your 40s, when you are now stable and ready to build a family. Now you cannot even have that because of your 20s where you were rocking wild. So I would say always look out for that. Take care of your coochie, honey. Like, treat it with so much pride. And even if you do ask your boyfriend and say, okay, you know what, babe, I think we're ready to maybe have intercourse without protection, but however, let's go and get tested out so that we know we are clean, we are clear. I know it seems like so much to do, but guys, people do this. Like, This is a common thing. Like, this is something that people do once you're ready to get into a relationship, and once that relationship has now matured enough where you can have intercourse without having protection. I mean, that should be the conversations. That should be the conversation. Like, period. That should be the conversation. Otherwise, you guys, you are just putting yourself in harm's way. You are just putting yourself in harm's way for sure. And I know with Gen Z coming up, the new generation, like, I feel like I'm not going to say most of them are just free-spirited. I mean, there's absolutely nothing wrong with people that are free-spirited. I mean, it's just that they take things so lightly. I mean, we see the confessions in the videos of the other YouTubers. We see what you guys are saying. We see how many times you guys are sleeping with random people, hooking up at clubs, da-da-da-da-da. Like, are you keeping safe? Are you keeping safe? Do you go to the clinic regularly? Do you go to your gynecologist? Do you go to your gynecologist regularly? If you do not, honey, you need to fix that. You need to fix that, because there's so many things that can go wrong, and you need to know where you're at. I mean, if you're right there now just sitting, not even have been to a gynecologist in the last few months or the last year, and you know you've had sexual intercourses with someone, like different men, something is wrong. Like, you need to go and get checked up ASAP. Not that there's anything wrong, I'm sure you would tell or you would know, but just to be safe. Even you guys with women, I mean, always or even try to get to a clinic and do your mammograms. I mean, there's so many things as women that you need to do, rather than getting a new weave, getting your nails done, getting a new outfit, getting glammed up. There's so many important things that you need to do first before all of that. And that is just my opinion about staying healthy and keeping safe. So, and even if you cannot do at least all the things that your favorite influencers are doing or whatever it is, at least try to do the bare minimum to keep yourself healthy. Because, I mean, all the other people that you see on social media, they have this unrealistic keeping healthy, jogging, doing this, da-da-da-da-da. And I'm not saying that jogging or whatever is expensive or it costs you anything or whatever, but it all seemed a bit glammed up. It all seems so nice. Everyone is in a gym. Everybody has a personal trainer. Everybody has that. And you feel like you also need it. And if you don't have it, you feel like, oh my god, I'm such a fart, like I cannot even, like, please stop. Like, it's really not even the end game to have all of that. Just work out at home, maybe buy yourself ginger tea, have some ginger tea at home, or even a glass or a cup of tea with lemon. Just small, simple things like that to keep your body proactive, to keep your body healthy. Not like your expensive healthy, keeping up, glow, like your internet healthy ways of living. I mean, come on, really. There's so many expensive things that they put on there, and for your early 21s, there's so many things that you cannot do because of where you are financially, right? Number 7, you guys, debt. Can I tell you, you will face debt, you guys, on so many occasions. I mean, some of us will probably even open clothing accounts, all these unnecessary accounts, credit cards. You don't need all of that when you are earning only 4,000 rand, 5,000 rand. You can't afford it. So I would say stay away from it. Not only that, you guys, there's also your study debt. Did you call it study debt? The one where they get a bursary and you have to pay it off right after school. Like, there's that as well, you guys. That can also put so much stress on you as a person, especially in your 20s, your 21, your early 20s. It's just too much to deal with, trust me. So whatever it is, whatever you need to do, make sure, or by all means, try not to get into serious debt like credit cards or clothing accounts or whatever it is that you think that you need. You probably do not need it with that kind of salary. Number 8, you guys, I know I've been mentioning this quite a bit in the videos. Don't compare yourself to others. Don't compare yourself to others. I mean, everybody has their own race to run. You have your own race to run. Never compare yourself to others. You don't know what their struggles are. You don't know what they have to compromise. And it might seem easier on that side, but once you put yourself in that situation, it might not even be what you want. So always just remember that you are running your own race. You are in your own journey. And I know so many videos out there, they say that, or level up, do this, get your hair done, get your nails done, invest, do this, take yourself out for lunch, da 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 da. It's okay if you can't afford all of that. You are 21, you are 22, you are 23. It's okay. Your job doesn't allow you. You see your friends, they're in nice aesthetics, restaurants with nice backdrops, nice drinks, nice food. I mean, the bill is also going to be nice, honey. The bill is also going to be nice. And I don't think that it's ideal if you are in that situation, if you have that bracket, if you are in that bracket of entry-level salaries, unless of course you add on to those jobs, you maybe sell something on the side, you have your side hustles, then of course you can do a bit more in your 20s than your regular person that just have one job. Number 9, you guys, no support from family or friends. And this can happen with a lot of people, you guys. This happens with a lot of people, especially after studying. You now feel like you want to do something else. You won't find that your family or friends are even supportive of anything you want to do. Maybe you feel like relocating, to another place, another province, and they're like, no, but you can't go there, you don't know anyone there. Like, some of them can really be discouraging and not support, and it can affect you mentally. It can just bring or weigh you down, and that is also okay, you guys. That is also okay. You must just know that family members, you must just keep them at arm's length, because they don't sometimes live up to our expectations, and they do sometimes support us. What you need to do, however, you need to know what's best for you, and you need to do what's best for you. Now, I'm not saying that don't take advice, brush everyone off. I mean, honestly, like, you do know when someone is giving you good advice, and you'll know when someone is just being negative. So know the difference, balance it out, and I'm sure you'll find out what will really work for you or not. Number 10, you guys, you will find yourself in bad spaces. Let me tell you, this can be in socially, this can be friends being very, very judgmental, this can be people being very negative in your life, very, very bad spaces, very toxic spaces. I mean, you will probably meet friends that want you to go out every night, and you know what you have to do. You know, some of your friends will probably convince you into, no, come on, hook up with this guy so that you can get the bag or whatever it is. And in your right mind, you know what's right for you, you know what's not good for you. So always know when you are in bad spaces. Don't be oblivious to it, don't be blind to it, don't see. And I know some of us can come in, and we know some of us are wolves in sheep's skin. You don't even realize that you're dealing with the devil right there and then, up until shit hits the fan. So always, especially now, you guys, there's so many friendships that are not realistic. There's so many friendships that are not real. So many people judging you behind your back, talking bad about you behind your back. Be open to that. If someone does that, just know that, okay, I expected this. Don't be so heartbroken, ever so shocked, or when someone comes to you and confides in you and tells you that, no, but your best friend said this or this or this or this. Just know that those are not your kind of spaces that you need to be in, especially in your 20s. And this happens so much. This happens so much, and no one really talks about it. Everyone just talks about how nice and sweet and the ride is going to be free and jolly. Not quite, babes. Not quite. I have friends that are overdoing it. So many people that are influencing. Come on, let's go. Road trip, da 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 da. Road trip you don't even have the money for. Come on, like, this guy is gonna pay for us. At what cost? At whose expense? Like, nothing in this world is for free. You need to know that. You need to understand that nothing is for free. You will have to give in at some point. Whatever it is that whoever that's funding you or whoever that's paying for things, you have to give in at some point, last but not least, you guys, love yourself. It doesn't matter what your situation is or what your circumstances are. This whole thing of leveling up, and let me tell you, this leveling up thing, it's got nothing to do with even your realistic troubles at home or your realistic challenges at home. It's got everything and anything, all that you can think of, to do with your physical appearance. That's it. That's some of the videos that I've been watched. That's all they talk about. They don't go into the realistic parts of things where you are struggling at home, you are struggling with a relative or your brother or your sister that's alcoholic or that's a druggie, or that's just so many of the bad things you are already dealing with. They don't know that mom is at home struggling, suffering, and you are the only person they depend on. They don't know your struggles. So even if they say that, you know, level up, invest, get your hair done, get your nails done, make sure you look good in the streets. Why must you look good in the streets? For who? You know where you're going. Do what you need to do. And I know that some of the other videos, they do talk about how to keep positive or how to do things better in your 20s, but none of them really know what we know. If you are in your 20s, when you get your first entry-level job and the challenges that you deal with your brother being a drug addict, your sister being an alcoholic, you being mentally abused at home, you're being physically abused, like all the bad things. We know there are challenges out there, you guys. We see the confessions in the not YouTube stories, the YouTube videos. We see all of that. And no one is really going into that space, that dark space, because it is a dark space. Everybody wants to go out and get the bag, secure the bag, get you a sugar daddy. When you get your money from your sugar daddy, you buy yourself a tight dress, you buy yourself a good weave, and you get yourself long nails. That's the mission. That's the mission. With the rest of the change, keep the money to pop champagne. That's it. That is it. And that's your leveling up? That's your glow up? Really? I don't think it is even worth it in your 20s, my love. I don't think it is even worth it. Just love yourself enough to know what's working for you. Don't feel this pressure of leveling up, glowing up. Oh my God, I cannot say it enough. Don't feel that pressure, because some of it is really unrealistic to our real life challenges. So yes, that is it from me, you guys. Let me know down in the comment section down below what you guys think on this video. I can do a part 2, but let me know if I must do a part 2 on this video, or let me know if I should go live and we can have an open discussion on this. So yeah, that is it for today from me, you guys. And what do you guys think on this video? What did you guys think on this topic? Have you guys watched this top 20 leveling up, all that nonsense? Have you guys watched it? Let me know how you guys feel about this video. Let me know down in the comment section down below. Also, don't forget to give my video a like. It really helps my channel out quite a bit. And yeah, please don't forget to subscribe. And yeah, from me to you, with so much love, I'll see you guys on my next video. Bye.